This sequence is called Summer in Winter. It's about creating your environment. Come to Siddhasana. You're going to sit with your legs, one stacked inside of the other. So placing either your right or your left foot, whatever's most comfortable for you, inside your calf. Free your sitting bones. Sit up tall. Closing your eyes, begin to breathe in and out through your nose. And you can rest your palms on your thighs. Taking deep and full breaths all the way in and all the way out. Relax your mind. Relax your shoulders. Relax your thighs away from your hips. And continue breathing in and out through your nose. If you need a cleansing breath or two, you can take them in the nose and out the mouth. And then breathing through the nose only, making your inhales and your exhales last the same length of time. This is called parallel breathing. We'll be here for 3 more breaths. You should set an intention for your class. And as we are thinking about creating our environment, notice, how does the temperature feel to you? Just notice without reaction. Notice, how is your breath? Is it smooth, calm? Notice. Take a deeper, fuller breath if you need to smooth your breath out. Just make sure that your inhales and your exhales last the same length of time. And then release your intention to the universe with total trust and without any conditions or expectations. Just let it go. And at the bottom of your exhalation breath, take your low belly in, up, and back. And on your next inhale, open your eyes. And we're going to come into high push-up plank. Now stretch out your legs long behind you and line up your shoulders over your wrists. Gently lower to chaturanga and hover above the floor. And we're going to start to wake up the tops of the ankles. Bring a little bit of weight forward through your feet. Coming to the tops of the feet and holding for 5, 4, 3, 2. And lower all the way down to the floor. Hands are on either side of the chest. Exhalation breath. Press the tops of the feet down. Engage the thighs. Pull in the low belly. Inhale, curl and lift the chest up into Cobra. Draw the shoulder heads back, shoulder blades down. Exhalation, lower the chest, tuck the toes under, and press up and back into downward facing dog. And we're going to take our downward facing dog into a 3-legged dog. So bring your feet a little bit toward each other, and on an inhale breath, lift up your right leg and align your leg so that your hips are at the same height. So only lift that leg as high as your hips stay at the same height. And now we're going to amp it up. So lift the leg even higher and drop the heel towards the opposite buttock. We're going to take it even deeper. Rise up onto the toes of your left foot, your standing foot. Come all the way up on your tippy toes and lengthen through your right thigh, through the knee, up towards the ceiling, and let the heel come closer to the left buttock, and stay up on the toes. Move your chest closer to your standing thigh, taking one more breath here. Good. Gently lower your left heel back down towards the floor and place your right leg down. Rock forward into high push-up plank and lower to chaturanga, coming forward onto the tops of the feet. And we're going to hold here for 5. Keep engaging the thighs, pulling in the belly, shoulder blades down, neck long, all the way to the ground. For Cobra. Engage the legs, feet are pressing, thighs engaging, tailbone tucking towards the mat. Inhale, curl and lift the chest up off the floor. Exhale, lower the chest, tuck the toes under, press up and back into downward facing dog. 3-legged dog on the other side. Moving now, your feet a little bit towards the center line. Let's lift the left leg up into the 3-legged dog. Then take the leg even higher, dropping the heel towards the opposite buttock. And now lifting up onto the tippy toes, coming as high as you can, lengthening through the left thigh, all the way through the knee. Let the heel come closer to your right buttock. Bring the chest closer to the standing thigh. Take one more breath. And then gently put the right heel down and bring the left leg down. Hold your down dog. 2 breaths. And we'll come to down dog to rest, to reconnect with the breath, and also to realign. So line up your hands so that they're shoulder distance apart. Line up your feet so that they're hip distance apart. Pull your belly in. Lengthen your neck. Gently look up and walk to the space in between your hands for Uttanasana, forward bend. Take your feet hip distance or wider. Bend your knees as much as you need to so that you can get your ribs to touch your thighs. And then grab opposite elbows, putting your thumbs into the creases of your elbows. Those of you that are back injured or pregnant, you're going to keep your hands onto the ground for added support. Otherwise, holding opposite elbows and turning the head, everyone left and right, in a no motion. Nodding the head in a yes motion. Taking the head around in little circles, go in both directions. Still your head and switch your grip. Other forearms in front, and we're going to move the hips from side to side. Bending alternate knees. Hips go left and torso right and vice versa. Back and forth, side to side. Take a little bit of weight forward towards your toes, aligning your hips over your ankle bones. And then balancing out your sides, bring it to the center and hang the arms down like a rag doll. If you are injured in your back or you're pregnant, you're going to keep your feet hip distance apart, bending with the knees, walking your hands up your thighs. Otherwise, toe heel your feet so that they're side by side. Hit your thighs back, tuck your tail down, and round yourself all the way upright. Once you're all the way up, taking the shoulders down and back twice, and we'll move into some sun salutations to get nice and warm. Coming to the top of the mat, bring your hands to heart center. Connect with your breath. Notice how you're feeling physically and emotionally and mentally. Focus right into this present moment. Let yourself be here. On the inhale breath, raise your arms above your head. As you exhale, bow forward. Look up halfway, step back right, step back left, high push-up plank. Lower all the way down to the ground. Lay your forearms down. Tops of feet come down. Inhalation, curl into Sphinx. Pull your hands back, tuck your toes under, and on the exhalation, press up and back into downward facing dog. Taking your right foot forward, followed by the left, fold in. Inhalation, rise up, arc back. Exhalation, bowing forward. Look up halfway. Step back left, step back right. Lower all the way down to the ground. Lay the forearms down. Tops of feet down. Inhalation, curl up into Sphinx. Pull the hands back on either side of the chest. Tuck the toes under. Exhalation, downward facing dog. Taking the left foot forward, followed by the right, fold in at the top of the mat. Inhalation, rise up, arc back. Exhalation, bowing down. Look up halfway. Step back right, step back left. Lower all the way down to the ground. Take the hands wide and high on the fingertips. Come up and hold auspicious Cobra. Drop the right shoulder down toward the mat. Look to the left. Inhale, come up through the center line. Drop the left shoulder down. Look to the right. Inhale, come up through the center line. Exhalation, press up and back into downward facing dog. Looking forward, step upright, followed by the left. Fold in, work for straighter legs. Inhalation, rise up, arc back. Exhale, bowing down. Look up halfway, step back left, step back right. Lower all the way down to the ground. Taking the hands wide and high, curl it up, holding auspicious Cobra. Drop the left shoulder down, looking to the right. Inhale, come up through the center line. Dropping the right shoulder down, looking to the left. Inhale, come up center line. Exhalation, press it up and back into downward facing dog. Looking up, step up left, followed by the right. Fold in, working for those straight legs. And then inhale, come all the way up and bring your hands to heart center. On your next inhale, raise your arms above your head and bend your knees and sit down into an imaginary chair as you exhale. Holding here for Uttanasana, moving into our sun salutations B. From here, bring some weight to your heels, lengthen your toes, squeeze your knees, pull in your low belly, lift through your side bodies, arms, lift through your chest, look up if it's comfortable, then shoot it up, and on the exhale, bow forward. Looking up halfway, stepping or jumping back, chaturanga, into upward facing dog, or you can continue to lower down and curl into Cobra. Exhalation, downward facing dog. Taking your right foot forward for warrior one. Your right knee bends at 90. The outer edge of your left foot is onto the mat. Arms are up, chest is squared towards the top of the mat. Keep breathing. Pull the belly in, look up, lift up. Exhalation, put the hands down, step back and lower. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhalation, press up and back into downward facing dog. Let's do the other side. Taking now the left foot forward for warrior one, Virabhadrasana 1. Left knee is bending at 90 degrees, right leg is straight, outer edge of right foot is down. Arms lifted, chest lifted, eyes up. Exhalation, put the hands down, step back and lower. Flowing through your vinyasa. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths. And we're going to add some variations from our downward facing dog. We're going to take and bring the right foot forward for warrior two. And right knee bends at 90, left leg is straight, lower belly's pulled in, arms extended at shoulder height to the left and to the right. Gaze is to the right. Come down a little bit lower with the hips. Pull the belly in more. Come up a little bit with the chest. And looking left, we're going to slide to the right for side angle, Trikonasana. Holding here, right hand goes behind right ankle. Left arm goes all the way over. Back injury is pregnancy. Left arm goes up in line with shoulder. And we're taking this pose into Trikonasana Triangle. So extending the left arm, now everyone upward towards the sky. Take a deep breath and lengthen through your side bodies. And as you exhale, straighten into both of your legs, coming into our triangle pose. Tuck the right buttock under. Press the top of the left thigh back really well. Loop the tail under. Pull the belly in more. Lift the breastbone. And we're going to come up into Ardha Chandrasana half moon, placing the top hand on the hip, bending into the right knee. Deep inhale. Moving right hand forward. As you exhale, lift up left leg, coming into our beautiful half moon pose. Taking one breath here, not holding it very long, transitioning into Uttanasana chair pose, bending the knees, sitting down in your chair, sit low, sit deep, lift through the chest, reach through the arms. Bring the hands to heart center. Keep Keeping all that length in your side bodies. Take a deep inhale, create more space, ribs up off of the waist. Exhalation, taking right elbow to the outside of left thigh, coming into Parivrita Utkatasana, the revolving chair pose. Keep the hands in prayer. Rotate the spine, turn the waist and the chest and the shoulders and your neck. And then we're going to unwind and come into Ardha Chandrasana, putting the left hand down this time and sending the right leg back. Drop it into Trikonasana Triangle, taking a breath, and flow. Hands go to the mat, step it back, and lower. Inhalation, curl the chest up. Exhalation, downward facing dog. Taking the left foot forward for warrior two. Left knee bends at 90. Right leg is straight. Torso center line. Arms extended at shoulder height. Gaze is to the left. Come down a little bit lower with the hips. Lift more with the chest. Inhalation, breath, look to the right. Exhalation, slide, extend, reach to the left, coming into side angle. Putting the left hand behind the left ankle, taking the right arm either up if you're injured in the back or pregnant, or all the way over. Now we're taking it into our triangle, so top arm goes up in line with shoulder. Deep inhale, lengthening through side bodies. Exhalation, straighten both of the legs as much as you can. Tuck left buttock under. Pull in low belly, press the top of your right thigh back. Lengthen the side bodies even more. Turn the waist and the chest, shoulders and neck. Put the top hand onto the hip. Bend into your left knee. Take a deep inhale. Move the left hand forward as you exhale. Bring it on up. Right leg up, Ardha Chandrasana. Half moon. Taking a breath. Placing the feet side by side, sitting to the chair, Utkatasana. Creating all that space in the side bodies. Bring the hands to heart center. Take another deep inhale. More space. Exhalation. Left elbow to the outside of the right thigh this time. Turn waist, chest, shoulders, and neck. Sit down and back. Sit deep and low. Unwind. Right hand goes down. Half moon. And then dropping it into your triangle pose. Deep, deep breath. Best triangle yet. And flow. Inhalation, curl the chest up. And exhalation, press up and back into downward facing dog. Taking 3 breaths. Use this down dog to realign, to rest, reconnect with your breath. Let yourself feel. And just notice, how are you feeling now compared to when you first started to practice? We create the environment that we are in within ourselves. So we can't really make any differences in what's going on in the outside world, but the environment that we're in every single day within our minds, within our hearts, within our bodies, within the way that we approach things, that's all internal work. That's all something that we're very much in control of. Take a deep breath or a cleansing breath if you need to. And then looking up, we're going to step or jump to the top, fold in, bend the knees, and sit down into a chair. Come all the way up and bring your hands to heart center. You can grab a quick sip of water if you need it. Grab whatever props that you might need, blocks, straps, bolsters, and we'll move into the rest of our practice. Coming to the top of the mat to take a vinyasa, hands at heart center, connected with your breath. On the inhale, raise your arms up, arc back. Exhale, bow forward, look up halfway. You can step or jump back, lowering down. Inhalation, curl the chest open. Exhalation, press up and back into downward facing dog. Coming into Untitled, the high crescent lunge, bring the feet toward each other. Inhale, lift the right leg skyward. Exhalation, step that foot up in between your hands and peel your upper body upright so that you have your shoulders stacked over your hips. Your hips are squared. You're on the ball of your back foot. That leg is straight. If you need to modify, you can put your knee down. Front knee is bending at 90 degrees. Keep the chest lifting, arms reaching, eyes up. More advanced, you can challenge yourself to put your hands together. Drop the head back. And then place your hands down on either side of your foot. Step back and lower all the way down. Inhale, curl the chest up for Cobra. Exhalation, press up and back into Down Dog. And let's do the other side. Bringing your feet toward each other. Inhale, lift the left leg skyward. Exhale, step the foot up in between your hands. Coming into Untitled, High Crescent. Peeling the upper body upright. Use that belly strength. Keep engaging your back leg. Pressing through both of your heels. And flow. Putting the hands down, stepping back, and lower. Inhalation, curl the chest up. Exhalation, press up and back into Downward Facing Dog. Walking your hands towards your feet. Round all the way up. And we're moving into Half Lotus. So standing into your left leg. Externally rotate your right thigh. And lift the leg up, putting the foot right where the hip meets the thigh on your left leg. This is the Half Lotus position. If that's not working for you, you can do tree. Tree puts your foot to the inner calf, ankle, or high in the high inner thigh. If you'd like to take this up into Galavasana, the flying crow, bring a little bit of weight forward and then work on lifting your back foot off of the ground. Some of you will be able to extend the leg fully and float. Good. And then we're going to bring that right back in and mindfully come up. You bring the knee forward and then place it down. And doing the other side, standing into our right leg, taking the left leg up, turning the foot over, placing that foot on the outer edge right into where the hip meets the thigh. Standing tall, taking the tree pose if this is too challenging. Mindfully unwinding from your Half Lotus position. If ever your foot slips, you just let it go. We'll go into double saddle. Just drop the knees right down. Take the feet so that they are tops of feet down and touching with big toes. Knees super wide. Staying inside the edges of your mat, but going that wide. And looping your tailbone under, sitting down onto the arches of your feet. Dropping back with the upper body. And you can come all the way down onto your back. If your knees start popping up off the floor, that's your stopping point. You'll go to your working level, and we'll take 3 deep breaths here. Preparing to move into Mandukasana, which is the frog pose. There's several frog poses. This one is super, super deep. Coming up, setting up for Mandukasana. Taking your knees really wide and sitting your seat in front of your feet as your feet are behind you. Hands are out in front of you, so you literally look like a frog. 3 breaths, breathing into the tight areas. Noticing how tumultuous your internal environment may have become with a pose that's challenging like this, or you may be already saying that was happening in double saddle. Relax. Be right in your body and mind and spirit. Right in this moment, let yourself feel it. Good. And gently come out. You can press your hands, come a little forward, and bring your knees toward each other. Let's take it upside down, which will feel fantastic, onto our legs and our feet. Setting up for Pincha Mayurasana. This is the forearm balance. More beginning level would be Viparita Karani, just lifting your legs up, getting the feet higher than the heart. For our forearm balance, laying the forearms down, feel free to use a block, use a strap, use the wall. And laying the forearms down, drawing the shoulder blades down, belly in, taking a dolphin pose for prep, walking the toes in closer to the nose, keeping the shoulders in line with the elbows, no further, and lifting up. And now gently lower down into Balasana, child's pose, taking 2 breaths. If there's any tension in your neck or shoulders from being on your forearms, take an interlace grip behind you and stretch your arms up and over. You may even want to gently, slowly turn your head right and left. Come back to the center. Unwind. Lie down onto your back. Bend your knees for happy baby, rocking east and west. Use your low belly strength. Flex your toes back towards your face. Going side to side. Stillness in the center line, placing the feet down. Pick up your hips and move them up and over to the left for Supine Twist. Pull your knees into your chest, extend your arms at shoulder height, goalpost them, and then drop the knees to the right. Hip over hip, shoulders in one straight line, knee over knee, ankle over ankle. Lift your top leg, followed by your bottom. Pick up your hips and move everything up and over to the right. Pull the knees in towards the chest, and on the exhale breath, drop the knees over to the left. Supine twisting on this side. Keep breathing. Twisting will help you to alleviate any low back pain, and also it wrings out the spine, realigns the spine, and let that twist wash through you. As you release, you'll feel those effects even more. Coming back into the center line, Shavasana. And I'll read you a little something. This is about creating your environment. Driving along a frozen road at dusk, we gaze up at the snow-dusted pine trees. The heat of the car warms us as we travel, our windows still edged in frost. It's the heart of winter, but for us it will be summer soon. In a place that is filled with magic, where summer exists during winter at the exact same time. Parking in a snow-covered lot, we open the car doors to the smell of apple cider and cinnamon drifting from the barn. Metal buckets overflowing with pine cones decorate a table with plates of ribbon candy, cracked to bite-sized pieces, and macaroons dipped in chocolate, with more for sale inside translucent bags tied with beautiful paper bows. Happiness bubbles up and shines through our eyes as everything that is perfect about winter is before us. But we are here for what summer has to offer us, and we are very close now. The sounds of birds chirping and the trickling of water catch our attention first, followed by the first smells of rich soil and life. Then before us, a great door of glass. The windows are fogged, not with frost, but with steam, and as it opens, heat and mist rush upon us as if we are suddenly lost in a dream. The tiny rocks of the gravel floor seem alive beneath our feet. The smell of earth and greens awaken a sense of new life within us. Ferns and lilacs greet us, followed by tulips and sunflowers, all caught up in a summer dance within this space of warmth and light. We walk fully inside this palace made of glass, this oasis of heat that allows cucumbers and tomatoes to grow even as the snow falls above. Those that care for this place have created a world that defies the seasons and their normal rules. They've created another environment, a place where the impossible is now achieved, and what we could have never imagined before becomes real. A secret wish that we could stay here forever flickers across our thoughts, but then a deeper breath flows in and out as we slowly realize that we don't need to wish or hope. This place is always here because somebody made it so. And it is in the knowing that we can always find summer that helps us appreciate the magic of winter even more. And not just in this place. There are many summers that we can build within many winters, both in the outside world, but also within our hearts and minds. And we always have what we need to build for every season at any time. We just have to let ourselves imagine the possibilities.